ओम ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेद विभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। यन्नित्यमानन्दमनन्तमेकं शिवेति नाम्ना श्रुतयो गृह्णन्ति तस्यावतारो नररूपधारी कृपासुदाब्धि भुवि रामकृष्णः। जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयो श्रुत्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः। सत्यव्रतं सत्यपरं त्रिसत्यं सत्यस्य योनिं निहितं च सत्ये सत्यस्य सत्यं मृतसत्यनेत्रं सत्यात्मकं त्वां शरणं प्रपन्नाः। यस्यात्मभूतस्य गुरोः प्रसादात् अहं विमुक्तोऽस्मि शरीरबन्धात्। सर्वोपदेष्टुः पुरुषोत्तमस्य तस्याङ्घ्रियुग्मं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यम्। When we hear life histories of great people like Bhagavan Ramachandra Murthy, Bhagavan Ramakrishna, we wonder, how is it possible for an ordinary person like me to follow their way of life? When we read life history of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, we find that his commitment for truth is something amanushya, something beyond human imagination. So how can I be asked to follow? Because you have already told that he is the incarnation of the Lord. Rama was incarnation of the Lord. So how can the religious teachers can ask the ordinary human being to live like them? Suppose, can anyone ask a primary school child to describe the meaning of E is equal to mc square? And the child is told, you should live like Einstein. The child asks, who is that Einstein? Then you tell about lot of things about Einstein. So how can the child ask, hey, how can I live like Einstein? I am so and so. I cannot be Einstein. Similarly, we also ask ourselves or ask others or ask the Swami who asks you to live like Sri Ramakrishna or somebody else. How can I live like Sri Ramakrishna? How can I live like Swami Vivekananda? How can I live like Ramachandra Prabhu? For this question, they themselves have answer. And it is told in their life. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna says, I have practiced something you cannot and need not practice what I practiced. At least 1/16th you can practice. 1/16th. If I practice 100%, you can practice 1/16. That itself will help you. It will help you in discovering your real nature. Sri Ramakrishna used to say to his disciples, whatever I practiced, if you can practice 5 to 6% or 1/16th, that is enough for you. Then we consider, not necessary, at least 5%. 5% of what? 5% of intensity of commitment of Sri Ramakrishna towards the truth or towards any value. And that itself is a huge thing for us. Then Sri Ramakrishna says, all right. For that also, if you are not confident, wherever you are, start from there. Wherever you are, from there you start. I am not going to judge you. I am not going to give judgment anything to you. But you have to come back to the reality. To coming back to the reality, you have to be a matured person. That maturity and coming back to your own real self is inevitable. You can postpone from this Janma to another Janma, but you cannot avoid in finding the reality about yourself. So better the quicker. So you decide, and you can experiment little from your life. My commitment towards the truth has led to the highest reality within short span of time. You may not have that much of intensity, that much of commitment, but still you can start, you can do some practice. And a little, Salpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Bhagavan Krishna says, Arjuna, these values are certainly difficult to follow, but one thing I assure, even a little thing is enough that it will elevate you. And there will not be any side effect at all. Suppose there are certain things, when you do it halfway, not only it will not give you the desired result, but it will give you side effect also. Even taking tablet, antibiotic tablet, if you start taking, you should not stop in between, correct? If you stop in between, first loss is that your disease will not be cured. Second loss is you become immune to the antibiotics. Understand? So there are certain things in our life, if stopped halfway, not only it give you loss, but it will give you future loss side effects also. But those things will not be there here at all. In leading a spiritual life, in leading a life of value, Salpamapyasya dharmasya trayato mahato bhayat. Even a little. That will give you more confidence. Then next stage you can go. Like that, if you can take one segment, an individual life has many segments. He has a segment called family, a segment called profession, a segment called society, a segment called friends, like that. So if you decide, in this particular segment, I will be truthful. Other segments I will try, but I cannot assure. Suppose if you decide, in that segment where you are committed to this truth, in that segment you will be the top. And that is what we are going to see today as the example, evidence for those people who have excelled in social life, in business life. We don't know whether they are truthful in all segments. We don't know that. But wherever they were truthful, in that segment they won the race. Understand? Suppose in public life, we find two people as freedom fighters. Very glorious way we find. One, Mahatma Gandhi. He was utterly truthful, committed towards the truth in social life. Once it happened, he was arrested and put in the jail. He was in Yerwadi jail, and British government was paying 200 rupees for him, for his expenditure. So whatever he wants, he can spend within the jail campus. Little bit freedom was there, but still he was in jail. So he used to send back 165 rupees to the government. And they used to ask, hey, 200 rupees your pocket money. Why can't you use it more? No, I cannot use it more. Whatever I used it, 35 rupees he could use it. So balance 165 rupees he used to give back, it seems. It's a social probity, okay? It's an integrity of a person in society. And that small act Small commitment towards the truth has taken him to which extent, you see? And there was another grand person, Lal Bahadur Shastri. He also was arrested and he applied for parole. That is a temporary release. 1 week, something he applied. The reason was his daughter was in deathbed, therefore she wanted her father to come and see. Therefore Lal Bahadur Shastri applied for parole, leave from jail. So they have given him. So as even he went, morning he went to home and evening he came back to jail. By 8 o'clock he has come back to jail. And everybody wondered, including the jail superintendent. Hey, what happened? 1 week we gave you. Then he told, it seems, see, I took parole because I want to see my daughter who is in the deathbed. When I reached home, I found she is already died. Therefore, I did all the samskara, antima samskara, and work is over. I have come back. See, it's a small act of honesty, but still, this commitment that I will be up to my words, that takes them a long way. And if you want the living people as an example, one person you can see, our ex-president, Sri Abdul Kalam ji. Everybody respects him. Even children love him, respect him. Why? Because of his integrity. His relatives from Tamil Nadu went there to see him. In 2006, May it happened actually. Some 55 relatives went to see him, how our beloved is there. So he invited them, so they went there. He instructed his officials, from the day on their arrival up to their departure, whatever is spent for them should be kept in accounts. Like that he has instructed. So therefore they were brought from the airport, so many arrangements and accommodation like that. Everything was done. Some 8 or 9 days they stayed and they left. This Abdul Kalam ji was very cordial, loving, and whatever necessary for them was given to them in the president's house. Okay? When they left, he nicely gave farewell to everyone, and then he asked the officials how much spent for them. They gave 3,54,924 rupees as the bill. To whom? To the president. And it seems immediately he gave a check from his personal account. These things will never come in the media. Understand? See the integrity of the person. This is not developed after becoming president. Understand? He became president because of this one quality. Accountability, integrity, commitment for honest. And if you take a person in business, one Mr. Narayana Murthy. Today the topic is historic evidences for Satyameva Jayate in worldly fields. That's the topic. That's why I am talking about all these people. Suddenly some people maybe knew, what, Swami is talking only politician, businessman, what is this satsanga? Like that. So as an evidence for Satyameva Jayate, even in public life or in business, we can have plenty of people. Among them, one is our Mr. Narayana Murthy. We don't know whether he has followed this value entire life or in all segments. We don't know that. But wherever he followed it, there he is successful. That's what we want to say. If anybody follows in entire life, in all segments, the person becomes Atmajnani. Understand? So this person, when he was studying engineering, in those days there was no engineering college in Mysore, so they had to come to Chennai. And he was from poor family background. Therefore, he did not have fees to pay for exam. So his friends, as usual, counselors and guides, generally friends are counselors and guides. As usual, they counseled. Don't worry, let us go to the railway station and we will pick the packet of somebody. We will do pickpocketing and get some money. From that money, we will pay the exam fees. So therefore, let us go like that. It seems Narayana Murthy asked, it seems, oh, is it not wrong? It's wrong, but we will do prayaschitta. What is the prayaschitta? Anyhow, you are going to become an engineer. You are a bright student. After becoming engineer, when you earn lot of money, you can do dana, charity. So prayaschitta is done. That's what now many. Then it seems he went along with them to the railway station. After going to railway station to pick somebody's packet along with his friends, it seems suddenly an idea came in his mind. Will my father agree this? Then immediately answer came in his mind. What answer? No, they will not agree. Then if they don't agree, I also cannot agree. I will not do this. And the friends were persuading. So by the time train has come, so they told, all right, you die, you fellow, you die. Like that they left him and went to Chennai and wrote exams like that. Any one of us know the names of those friends? You tell. Any one of us know? Any one of us know the names of those friends? No, we cannot know that. Because history will erase those names. History will remember only those names which has kept truth as their way of life. Then it seems 1 year he worked and earned little money. Then next year he appeared for exam and passed in that engineering exam. Then he says, my God, if I would have gone for examination by paying the money from pickpocketing, any time I see that certificate, what idea will come in my mind? This is pickpocketed certificate. Correct? My God, I am saved. And you know about his success in business life. There are two families in South India famous for their honest life. One is the royal family of Travancore, the king of Trivandrum. How much money they have, they don't know. How much money they have given to Lord Anantashayana, that also they don't know. Even government is searching for how much money is there, how much money is there. You know that? Ananta Padmanabha is there, na? Lot of money is there. They were the trustees of the temple and they were the donors of the temple. But when the court asked, see, lot of money and lot of precious gems and other things are there. What is your position in this? He openly says to the court, I am Dasanu Dasaha. I am Padmanabha Dasaha. I have no right towards any of the thing in the temple. Who has given all those things? Certainly their portion is much more than any other person's contribution. Even other Mughal emperors could not find, British Empire could not find, that much they have kept secret. They know what is there, where it is, how much it is, everything they know. But still, not a single gram of gold they could not even think. Now you tell whether the family of Travancore lives today or not. And another family is there in Karnataka. I was fortunate enough to go to that family and meet that person also. Dharmasthala family they call it. Dharmadhikari is our Virendra Hegde. Very simple person. You will not find that he is so and so. That much full of love for sadhus. And when I was talking to him, I was wondering, in that place, daily 40,000 people are taking food at free of cost. It is a temple, family owned temple. Dharmasthala, Manjunatha Swami. And by birth he is a Jain. His parampara is Jain parampara. And this Bhagavan worshipped there is Bhagavan Shiva. The pujaris are from Vaishnava family. Sarva Mata Samanvaya, there you can see. In that place, lots of devotees come. 40,000 to 50,000 people are fed. So I was really wondered. And then when I was talking to him, I asked, when all these things are started? He told 800 years before. 800 years before. 800 years before? Yes, Swami. Our Purvajas got one small dream, wherein this Divine Mother told, it seems, you feed my children, I will protect your family. This much only it showed. So they started feeding the people who ever come to that place. Now they are feeding at least some 40,000 to 50,000 people. Not one time. 3 times food, nice food. If you happen to go to that side, please take food there. Nice it is, very tasty food. Then what are all the services you are doing? He told, our Devasthana has 150 schools and colleges. How many? 150 schools and colleges. I visited at least some 10 or 15 colleges. Then we are running a micro banking. How much money is invested there? Some 500 crores of rupees are invested, and this through micro banking system we are sustaining the tribal life. We are educating the tribal people and make them to produce something, and we sell it and give back the proceedings to the tribal people. It is for tribal welfare. Some 500 crores. Now you have to calculate the asset. Okay. So daily he is feeding in his house 40,000 people. 10 rupees one food. If you take also, how much money he is spending? Some 4 lakh rupees daily. Then 150 schools and colleges. All schools and colleges are for what you call middle class and lower middle class children. Some are totally free, some are with concession, like that. Nothing is profit oriented. Then of course micro banking, some 500 crore. Then I asked, how things are going in this way without any problem? I asked. He told, what Swamiji, this question you should not ask. Then I found whether I asked wrong question. No, I want to know the reason. He told, Manjunatha takes care everything. Why Manjunatha should take care your family only? Then again he told, what Swamiji, you should not ask this question. Then he replied, Yatho dharmaha tatho jayaha satyameva jayate Swamiji. It was a wonderful statement from a person who lives, and in that family no family quarrel. Really, no family quarrel. And the eldest son is always Dharmadhikari. Younger brother is there, sisters are there, no family quarrel. At least wives of brothers can quarrel, na? And he is the judge for the entire area. He comes and sits like this, like an ordinary farmer. He looks like a farmer. Go and see website and see his face at least tomorrow. Type Virendra Hegde of Dharmasthala. He looks like a farmer, ordinary person. And what was the credibility? In Karnataka 2-3 years before, there was fighting between 2 leaders of 2 political parties. Okay? About certain thing. They were telling contradictory statements. One person say, this is what happened. Another person says, this is what happened. So both are contradicting. So one person challenged another person. All right, if you say that what you say is promise, what you say is fact, you come and promise near Dharmasthala in front of Manjunatha. Then all controversies ended there itself. Withdrawn. Both are withdrawn. Even the person who quarrels for the sake of power and position, who is ready to tell lie, that person is withdrawing when he hears the name of the place, Dharmasthala. When he hears the name of the person in front of whom he has to go and give witness. Understood? So that is the example. Till date, that family lineage continues. Can you point out any family lineage of any person who has done adharma? Where are emperors? When India got freedom, it seems there were 585 kingdoms. 585 kingdoms. Where are they? Just not even 60 years over, 68 years over. Where are they? We don't know their name. But this family lives and lives happily with all satisfaction, with all devotion. Whole life he spends like this only. Whatever good work happens anywhere in country, he goes and helps them through his institution. Like that, you can have varieties of examples. If you want an example in your family, please try to know about your great-grandfather or grandfather, how they lived. In some fortunate families, your father himself may be a model for this statement, Vedic assertion. What is the Vedic assertion? Satyameva Jayate. In some families, our own father may be model. He may be good for nothing. From the social judgment, he may be good for nothing, but his life might have been committed for this truth. Or if your father is not in that scale, you just go again, one more step ahead, back, one more step back, your grandfather. And if you are not satisfied with his quality of life, again one more step back. I visited, some 2 years before, I visited a place, Hampi it is called. In Karnataka, I visited lot of places, more than 1 lakh kilometers I roamed for ashrama work. Varieties of places I went. So Hampi, when I went Hampi, there the guide was telling, like this happened, like that happened. So he showed a bazaar, Vittal Bazaar. The name of the bazaar is Vittal Bazaar. Now there is no bazaar. Only small shops are there. They are called stone shops. No door, only roof is there. Front is open, that's all. That guide was telling, Swami, here only diamonds, gems, rubies are all sold. I asked, no door at all? For the shop, no door? No, Swamiji, there was no door at all. Nobody used to lock the shop. Which shop? Diamond, ruby, gems like that. Then immediately I felt a little sad and I was silent. So seeing my silent, one more volunteer was there. He asked me, Swami, why you became silent? Are you worried that so much of diamonds and rubies and gems are all stolen by invaders, by British and Mughals? Are you worried? He asked. I told, I am not worried for that. Even when a shop which can sell diamonds and rubies are not closed, still people had self-dignity not to steal it. Even when diamond shop was kept open, people did not steal. What is the proof? Because next day he kept it open. Okay? What is the proof that they did not steal? Next day also he kept it open. So that people, that community wherein there was no stealing, even when diamond shops are kept open, that was just 400, 500 years before. Now what is the condition of our country? You cannot keep your slipper outside your house. Slipper. How much the society degraded. Therefore I was worried, like that I told. So one of the reason for slavery, one of the reason for suffering of Indian is this one. Whenever truth comes down in the social conscience, whenever truth is taken as granted, immediately universal law has its own way of mending it. In what way we were not truthful? Even in religious life we were not truthful. What is our philosophy we professed to the world? That ekameva satyam sarvam khalu idam brahma. Correct? Everything is Lord. And in that country wherein everything is Lord is the philosophy which is taught to the public, but in that society there was a black mark in the name of untouchability. It is just opposite, correct? It is hypocrisy, correct? When I say that everyone is Lord and at the same time I practice untouchability, what does it mean? What does it mean? It is nothing but hypocrisy. And Bhagavan showed so many signs that this hypocrisy will not do. In the life of Kanakadasa, he breaks the temple and shows, I am not for this hypocrisy. Correct? If you go to Udupi, there he shows that he turns back. The Murti turns back for the humiliation meted for this Kanakadasa. Kanakadasa was humiliated because he was the so-called lower caste. So Bhagavan turns back and says, and breaks the temple compound and says that I am not for this hypocrisy. Either change your philosophy or change your behavior. Correct? You tell everybody is demon, then you treat them as demon. When you say everybody is Bhagavan and treat them as demon, it is nothing but hypocrisy. Therefore, wherever there is hypocrisy, wherever there is no commitment for truth, that society dies. Swami Vivekananda, in his lectures to Indian community, says, truth does not pay homage to any society, ancient society or modern society. Society has to pay homage to truth or it should die. Societies should be molded upon truth, and truth has not to adjust itself to society. That society is the greatest, where the highest truths become practical. That is my opinion. And if society is not fit for the highest truths, make it so, and the sooner the better. That means the Satya is constant. You cannot play with this constant. You cannot rub the constant. So you have to adjust your values, your ambitions, your desires according to this constant. So at the cost of truth, anybody pursues anything in his life, he is going to be the loser. Whether it is olden days or it is modern day. There was a person who won 7-time gold medal in Olympic in cycling. Recently he was found that he has participated in all the competitions with particular drug, and they have taken back all the gold medal. Why? In cricket itself. So once you are understood that you are cheating the system, immediately what is the result? What is the result? Failure is the result. Therefore only Shastra told, Upanishads told, Satyameva Jayate na anrutam. How many people have failed? How many people have claimed the success, ladder of successes, and one day from there straight However you may be powerful, whoever you may be, next day you are in the jail. Today you are with security guards. Next day you are in jail. Tennaaduடைய சிவனே போற்றி. In Tamil Nadu you get all examples. Tennadu means Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, Andhra. All the three places you can get examples. One day you are most powerful person. Next day you are nobody. How much struggle, how much patience, how much energy, how much lifetime you would have given for that success. But after gaining the success, if that success is not in consonant with the truth, if it is opposite to the truth, then immediately what is the result? Straight fall. Falling from one step is with a little fracture. Falling from 100 feet height will be what? Body will not be available. Understand? Therefore Shastra warns, as even you grow in your ambitions, in your achievements, take care. This one value can never be compromised. You will pay it. You may not know it, but you will pay it. You cannot give one example that who have not followed this value and at the same time successful. You cannot give one example. That's why it asserts, na anrutam. It could have told Satyavaneva Jayati, like that. He could have told. Then it says, one more assertion, not asatyavan. It is double assertion, it is called. Evakara itself is an assertion. Satyameva jayate. You can tell Satyam jayate. You can tell truth wins. Truth wins. Other things also win. You may take na. Therefore it says Satyameva jayate. Evakara is there. Truth alone wins. Then one stress is there. Then truth alone wins, but we find that other fellows are also winning. It says, no, truth alone wins, not other fellows. That is double assertion. Therefore, we should be convinced enough that however humble our life is, however may be our angularities in other areas, this particular value called being truthful to oneself should be understood properly, and we should try to our level best to follow this value. Then the question comes, how to practice this value? All right, 21 hours you are talking. Tushyatu durjanan nyayena. Podachi ponga Swami. For your sake, all right, we nod our head. Suppose if you want to follow the truth, what is the way? First thing is, there must be a clear understanding that it is a grand thing in our life. So one cannot ask, I am truthful, still why I am suffering? People ask. The very question is a wrong question. Nowhere it is told truthful person will not suffer. Correct? Anywhere it is told? It is like asking, I am studying, why I am put into examination? Only studying people will be put into examination. So you cannot say, I am truthful, still I am struggling, still I am suffering. You cannot ask this. So as long as you ask this question, that you don't understand that being truthful itself is the grand thing. Truth is followed not for the success in other things. Truth itself is true success. Being truthful itself is success. That is the intelligent thing that I can do. If Dasharatha's life, if you take, he could have attained success in another way. When Kaikeyi asked that two boons, he could have managed that Kaikeyi by violating truth. How? He could have pretended, oh my dear, very nice, very beautiful idea you have given, very well done, we will do it. If I don't do, who will do? Like that he could have nicely cajoled her, and he could have given poison to her. Correct? Silenced. So many families are silenced, na? So many truths are silenced. He could have done it. But instead of doing that, he was holding her feet. He was holding her feet whole night. And she was kicking. And again he holds. My dear, I cannot go against truth. Please change your demand. Correct? Without Rama I cannot live. At the same time, without truth also I cannot live. If there is a question between truth and Rama, I have no choice than giving up Rama. I have no choice than giving up Rama. I can never give up my truth. That's what Ramji says. My father is such a grand person. Like that our children should say. My father was good for nothing maybe. Only 8,000, 10,000 salary. He used to go and pick up milk packet from milk booth. Sometimes that also not possible. A simple family life. But my father was very grand person. Like that our children should remember us fondly. For that, there must be a conviction in our mind that it is a grand thing to live for grand things. It is a grand thing to live for grand things. Value of your value should be understood as valuable thing. Then only that value of the value will be practiced by a person. It is a value told in the scripture. As long as it is a value told in the scripture, I will not follow it. It should convince my mind that it should be followed because it is grand thing to have it. Why a person goes for diamond? Why a person goes for a house? Why a person goes for wealth? Because he is convinced that it is grand thing to have these things in my life. Similarly, one should be convinced enough that it is a grand thing to be honest. First thing. Second thing is resolution. Resolve that whatever may be in this particular area, at least area wise we can start. Whole exam means what? And then the question ellam theriyumo? In exam, whatever question you know answer, that you start writing. Like that, you start somewhere else and ready to pay the price if there is any discomfort. Then third is prayer. We have to pray to the Almighty Bhagavan, whoever is our ideal. That ideal will be certainly an embodiment of truth, correct? Whether he is Sri Ramchandra or Ramakrishna or even Krishna. Many people say Krishna told lie. Krishna never told lie. It's all Paramarthika Satyam. When mother asked, have you eaten mud? He told, no. Open your mouth. He opened the mouth. We considered that he told lie, correct? He says, hey, I don't tell lie. Where is the question of mud being different from me? When I have all the lokas inside my stomach, where is the question of I am eating the mud? Understood? So that is Paramarthika Satyam. When the Paramarthika Satyam is showed to Yashoda, Yashoda got swooned. Understand? So the questioner asks from one standpoint, the answerer gives another standpoint. Like Nitya Brahmachari. For Krishna, there is a Ashtotra. Nitya Brahmachari ne namaha. Who says? Bhishmacharya says. Nitya Brahmachari. Who is Nitya Brahmachari? 16,108 number. And each had 10 children. 1,60,080 children for Krishna. So how can you call him Nitya Brahmachari ne namaha? You ask Krishna. If you ask Krishna, Rukmini asked this. Krishna told, please go and ask sadhus. Sadhus alone know. Ramakrishna Mat sadhus will explain it. So no Bhagavan, no form, no ideal, no divine entity can be branded as a dishonest one. Understand? So whatever it may be, if it is kept as my ideal, that is embodiment of truth. Therefore, to that embodiment of truth, I will pray, oh Lord, please bless me with enough strength. Third thing. Fourth one is, strengthen your ideal by living with those people who practice those ideal. That is called sadhu sangha. Suppose after completing this evening lecture, immediately you go to one Madras club. One club is there, There if you go, suppose, if you have the habit of going, address also I should not have told. There is a club. There are many clubs are there. Suppose you go there and you try to share with someone whom you know. Like this Swami told, what a nice thing he told. These are all fellows talking and talking. Do you know the reality? They have mic and amplifier. One ashrama is there. They call it ashrama. We don't know whether bomb is there or not. They call it ashrama. Like that, suppose the person says, immediately your faith in the understanding what? Oh, yes. My friend is telling correct only. Okay? So you will be shaken. Keep your intellect without any prejudice. See things as they are. And if anybody hears this series of 21 hours classes, even if he is a mandu, even if he is a dull-witted person, he will understand, what Swami says is correct. You cannot refute it. So, strengthen your understanding with the association of people who practice that ideal. Then fifth one is, try to teach others. Even though you are not following completely, you start teaching others, especially your children. Don't tell lie. Suppose you start telling your child, suppose. So the child is innocent. Yes, Papa. Suddenly, in course of time, suppose if you tell lie, immediately the child will come and remind you, Papa, you told me, don't tell lie. Now I remind you, don't tell lie. Understand? When you share with others, then you are within a particular commitment that when I say to others that I should be up to the mark. It's all practice. So all these 5 stages are there. First stage is understanding. Second one is resolution. Third one is prayer for required strength. Fourth one is strengthening the ideal by living with people who practice that ideal. And fifth one is teaching others. Okay. Then what else? How to practice it? In our day-to-day life, Shastra says, you should ask 6 questions, and if you get the answer for these 6 questions, then you tell something. Before telling anything to anyone, before talking to anything to anyone, if you get answer for these 6 questions, then you can talk. Then what happens? Your entire life becomes a truthful life. What are these 6 questions? What to talk? First thing people should understand, what to talk. That itself is trouble now. What to talk? Whether it is useful thing to talk, whether the topic is useful for me and useful for the listener. What to talk. So all unnecessary gossips will go. You will never tell, I think it's happened. So all the TV gossips are there, na? All will stop. Then second question, whom to talk? Okay, you have something useful to tell. Whom to talk? You can talk to a person who is ready to hear. When your own child is not ready to hear, whom to talk? Then, when to talk? A classical example can be told. Suppose you are meeting a friend in a railway station. Suddenly after 2 years, and he says, hey, how are you? Suppose he asks you, what you should tell? What you should tell? Fine, this much only. Suppose you start telling whatever happened in 2 years. That day you left na, and next day I went there. Like that you start, suppose. So you should know when to talk. And he is in a hurry to catch the train. And then you will tell, hey, I will come to your house and I will have a tiffin. We will talk. So one should know when to talk. Then where to talk. Lot of crowd around us. Somebody comes and says, a lot of problems are there. What to do, I don't know. Suppose somebody known to you says, so you are in bazaar or somewhere else, road, lot of traffic. So you start telling. That is what nature of the world. Anityam asukam lokam. I heard from Swami of Ramakrishna Math. Like that you start talking. What? Anityam asukam lokam. Where? Where? Traffic, bazaar. So one should know where to talk. Then how to talk? How to talk? Suppose you have something to talk to your family members, to your child, or to our wife asks how it is. The rasam or sambar, she has done something. So she asks how it is. You should know how to talk. It is nice, but little bit salt is necessary. Acha, she puts salt. Okay, salt is okay, but little chili is necessary. Like that you can point out. Or otherwise you can tell, you never learned cooking at all. All these 20 years I am suffering. Suppose if you say, what she will tell? You never satisfied. Like that she will start her Purana and you will start your Purana. Understood? So how to talk? Bhagavan says in Gita, Anudvegakaram Vakyam, Priyam Vakyam, Hitam Vakyam. Anything comes out of your mouth, it should be free from Udvegakaram. It should not disturb the person's mind. Pleasant it should be. At the same time, the person should be able to think. Yes, what he says is proper. So Hitam, it is for his benefit and it should be told with Priyam. Like when a child drops a glass of water or milk, immediately what is the normal response in any house? Theriyum, I know that, you will drop, I know that. Then child thinks, Arey, what is this? If you know, why you asked me to bring? It's all child question. It's very innocent question. All right, mummy, if you know, but she will not ask that because she is very intelligent. Because mummy is angry, so it thinks, if she knows why she asked me to bring. Got the point? So Anudvegakaram. So she has dropped the glass and in future it should not happen. So what should you do? First you should remove the guilt in the mind of the child. You should remove the guilt in the mind of the offender. Then take him into confidence with all love and affection. You can guide him how he need not and should not repeat the same mistake. That's what? How to talk. Then how much to talk? Sixth question is, how much to talk? Somebody asks something. You should know how much time he has, patience he has, intention. What is the intention? All these things you should know. And you should be able to talk that much necessary the listener requires. That much only we should talk. And if you put all these gates, security guard gates, what to talk, whom to talk, when to talk, then where to talk, how to talk and how much to talk. Then you will have very less thing to talk. You will never say, actually I want to say. Actually means what? Whatever you told before is not actual. Nowadays boys and girls use this. Actually what I want to say, then whatever you told is lie. Then whatever you are going to tell is also is lie. Putting actually, it means what? I consider every word should be actually. You put only one statement as actually. That means what? All other statements are not actually. It's a lie. So one should be able to measure his words, and that is called Vachikam tapas. And meditating on these grand ideals is called Manasam tapas. And keeping one's own words in his behavior is called a Kayikam tapas. When these tapas are combined in our life in a small way, you will find within 6 months or 1 year, you have a ground to hold in practicing this value called truthfulness. Therefore, we conclude this topic with a prayer to the Lord, Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra and Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, that let us get an understanding, clear understanding that Satyameva Jayate, whether it is in individual life or social life or religious life or spiritual life. In individual life, it is victory is in the form of self-dignity and freedom from guilt and conflicts. And in social life, honor and a life of ahimsa. And in religious life, this truthfulness gives me unseen punya and takes me to a future comfortable existence, whether in this world or in other worlds. And in spiritual context, Satyavan eva jayati, by gaining chitta shuddhi, guru prapti and jnana yogyata prapti, ultimately he gets the ultimate knowledge about the ultimate reality. That's what Upanishad says, Satyameva jayate nanritam satyena pantha vitato devayanaha yenakramanti rishayaha hi apta kamaha yatra tat satyasya paramam nidhanam. By following this vyavaharika satyam, one attains paramam nidhanam, the paramarthika satyam. So we should attain that paramarthika satyam in this very life itself. Therefore, with the prayer to the Lord, O Lord, give me the understanding and clarity, give me the satsanga, and create an atmosphere where I can practice in a little way in my home, in my profession, and give me what we call protection from the dangers. With this prayer, we conclude with a resolution that we will try to follow this truth, because truth is going to help us in all sense, in all spheres of our existence. Here and hereafter is our prayer. With this, we conclude this series of talk, Satyameva Jayate. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.